Hey, you little people, it's the main man here, back for another amazing Chaotic Recode match. So, it has been a week or two before we have looked at a match, and it is so good to be back. Um, like I said, we're just slowing down a little bit, had to go back to work, and what a great match to start it as a coming back. We got my brand new Danians, hard hitting, hardy, a lot of energy against a deck that normally I would struggle against, that being Takinam. Um, so, was it Turn of the Tide has some amazing Danian cards, and you're going to see two of those on display. You have Hydrum and I freaking fake fan. I'm forgetting the other one's name, Machinaz. So the my old Danian deck after lore got banned, rest in peace, was on a really bad losing streak. I think we made 7. Look, he's using plasma arrow. Boom, I can activate Hive. My Heodrum has a Sting Blade, turns that damage to 10. Although my Heodrum cannot be healed, the effects of cards still go through even with Sting Blade prototype. It makes the damage 10. It doesn't reduce the damage, it it deals damage. So that's gonna hurt. So I can't heal. So there's a Cannon of Casualty. That's not great. I'm only using one Refrain of Denial in this deck. I decided only to run with one because, like I've said, if I don't play an Underworld or Overworld deck, it feels like a waste, right? Because then a third of my music cards are duds. If I play Mepedian player, third of my music just can't do anything. But I might put it back in because I'm playing against so many like multi-tribe decks that use overworld music, and it's pretty cool. So, he's thinking like, oh, do I go throw in, perhaps another can of casualty? I don't think he can do Song of Improvisational Melody because he needs to deal 20 damage. And I don't think there's an Avena, so he's going to give himself element 10 of whatever element he chooses. And I guess I never realized Navina has a second effect, and I'll bring it up when it comes up. So my old Danian deck was struggling. It was on like a 7-game losing streak. They finally did win one of their last ones, and I need to make a video on it because it was a really hard fought battle. There's Swarming Destruction. That'll deal, I believe. Oh, that'll KO him. If he doesn't heal, that'll KO him. But I'm liking this deck a lot more. The name of the game is my two big guys in the middle. Oh, what is it? Machinaz? I think it's Machinaz. You almost send them on a bombing run straight into the enemy. They code themselves. If they win, great. If not, they have the amazing, amazing, amazing ability of when they're coded and they're in your discard pile, they give all of your Mandiblores 15 energy. And that's not when Hive is activated. That is for the rest of the game unless they're removed from the discard. That is crazy. I was so fully in using Emberflame, and I believe their Song of Fury. That would code me because not only would it deal 10 damage, it would give him Fire 5. So I have to heal because I don't really want to lose my Sting Blade prototype. That would suck. What was I saying? Oh, yes. Yeah. So I was fully expecting at least that Machinaz to get banned because just if you have two and they get coded, that's 30 extra energy to your Mandiblores. And Heodrum already has, is it, oh, what is it? What's 70 minus 15? Is that 55? Yeah, it's 55. So Heodrum already has 55 energy. So that would put him at 85, right? Right, am I doing that math right? And then Heodrum also has amazing ability where when you activate Hive, he gains 15 energy and the opposing creature loses 15 energy. So if both your Machinazes are coded and You use Heodrum, that is a extra 45 energy per turn. That's crazy. That is, I thought one of them would be banned, and I could see both of them getting banned. I'm able to knock out his Brimflame. Really good early win for me. I'm gonna move up my other Heodrum and move back one of my Macnazes because that Talking Shadow Knight has a skeletal steed, so it can go all the way back. So I'm gonna put one of my Danians back there to intercept because my Queen of the Danians gives everyone Defender. Oh, all adjacent creatures Defender. But yeah. So, really good classic Underworld deck to play against. Really good. Let me know did you play this deck when Chaotic came out? I only had Brimflame. That was the only card I had. And I had Navina. So I could never play this deck. But who did? Now I have most of this deck. I'm still missing the two big ones, the Takinom and the Kaor. I would love a Kaor. I had a Maxor as a kid. I did not have a Kaor. So, look, there's my defender playing in. I think it's a misplay. He's not using his Takinom to go straight to the back. I think that's a really big misplay on his part. He wouldn't have got my Rebant, but he could have at least been in my back row because my Machanaz probably isn't beating his Takinom. And somehow, Machanaz has 75 speed. And my kitty cat's going crazy. So if you hear some meows, that's the cat. So Navina's has a passive ability. All of your Underworld warriors gain X amount in discipline. I never knew she did that. I just thought she was, she already has a great ability. She has 3 music counters and can give someone element. Is it 5 or 10? I think it's element 10. So my Machanaz is going to his Blades. His Blades has the classic Corral Husk armor. Which how many people knew about that Battle Gear combo until like this random YouTuber made a video about it like a few years ago on like how they love Chaotic. I didn't know that until I saw that video. So I'm not expecting to win this fight, which I'm totally okay with. With Machanaz, it's very okay if he loses fight because then he makes my other guy stronger. Now, I believe don't just be like, oh, I'm going to use my worst attacks. Don't do that. Still put up a fight to try to draw some healing out of your opponent because that's a big one. If you know you probably are going to throw that fight, but still get your opponent to commit, pretty big win. But it's going pretty good. My Machanaz is at 45 and Blades is at 40. So Machanaz can take 3 more hits. He's only got 1 music counter left, which is crazy. There's a power pulse. I don't think he really got what Blades does because I think it's already passed. He tried to give him Element 10 with Navina. So this is a new player. Hopefully they learned from this match that doesn't work. I should have put it in the chat. But as you can see at the bottom of the screen, I'm on a time crunch. We only got 12 minutes before, the server shuts down. And I want to get a W in my playbook here, people. So he's at 20 health. I just have to hit him, potentially one more time. Because I have Rust Toxic. Oh, but I won't get the challenge, and I have Tidal Surge. So, I have to debate now. Do I Rust Toxic it? And hopefully I can survive a hit from Blades. I have some healing music left. I don't believe I've activated Hive yet. What a cool art on that tool. What really cool art. Again, I think Chaotic has the best artwork of any TCG. Like it's just incredible. Let's see. Am I going to heal or am I going to act? I'm just going to go ahead and heal. Yep. Easy way out of it. I believe he's used both his Cannon of Casualties already as well. And if he hasn't, he only has 1 more left, and I can just heal out of it. I probably should run the Danian music that gives elements instead of that nourishing nocturne. I haven't been using it that much. So there's a title surge. So he has to heal or he's coded. He doesn't heal. Boom. Macanaz wins. Now, here's the big downside with him. He doesn't have water naturally. He does only have fire and earth, which is not great for Danians. There's not too many good Danian fire, spewers, but you give him a Destructo Zuka, and that gives him water. But once it's flipped up, again, you can't reuse it. So there's your Deluge of Doom. My Heodrum with my Sting Blade is going into his Brimflame. There's an Ash Torrent. That's 20. I'm just going to take it. I'm waiting for him to use a Plasma Arrow, and then I can use whatchamacallit, my Hive. So he's already down to 20 health. That's really good. And he's got 10 courage. The mighty Brimflame's shaking in his boots over here, people. But no. But yeah, so I really like this new Danian deck. It still struggles every once in a while. It's not a guaranteed win, which I don't think many chaotic decks right now in Chaotic Rewind are guaranteed wins, which I love. I felt like just playing Chaotic Rewind a few years ago, you just played against the same meta decks, and some of those meta decks are a guaranteed win if you don't play like their direct counter. And I feel like you don't have that problem in Chaotic Rewind. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Hive to do 15 damage. For some reason, I thought... oh no, this just codes him. Yeah, because I'm activating Hive. It does reduce my damage to 10, but I'll deal 15 damage to him because of Heodrum's ability. So that's nice. So with that Heodrum, with the Stingblade prototype, it's essentially whenever I use it, I gain 5 health because I'm taking 10 and I'm dealing 15. So it's pretty nice. So there's Kordak Falls, Plunge Hole. I'm still keeping that last Mechanize in the back just in case his Takinam goes back there. Because Takinam's a big threat. I can't even use Nourishing Nocturne. And see, that he does. So it was a good play to keep him back there. And he'll get initiative because it's Underworld. We'll both take 5 damage. But I have my best attack card in hand, Ice Disc, which will do 35 damage. Yep. I love Ice Disc. That was one of the, as a kid, I did not care for the attack cards. I'm going to have to tell this story again because I think it's hilarious. But as a kid, I was 5 when Dawn of Param came out, so I wasn't playing the TCG, right? I was getting the cards, but I was watching the show, and see, look, Ice Disc doing 35 damage, and he's going to try to do an additional 10. Not looking good for him, but so I just really cared about creatures, music, location, everything but the attack cards. And what me and my friends would do is we would just wrestle each other, but pretend we were the creatures with the battle gear at the location. So I have really good attack cards and really rare attack cards in my collection, which is really just hilarious because all my creatures are in such poor condition from that era, but my attack cards, since I never used them because I just, oh my gosh, I'm Maxor, I'm gonna fight you, you know. So I have Ice Disc and it's in great condition, and I have like all of the great War Beast attack cards. Like if I just get War Beast cards, I have the War Beast package. I even have the Conjurers, which I don't think I even played with them that much because I never had like great War Beast. I never had Blasphatan or any. I just have the common ones, you know. There's a Flame Orb. There's a Caustic Cascade. That'll deal what that's doing 25. I'm getting a boost because of Gloomuk Swamp, and he's losing that Fire 5. There's a Power Pulse. Gonna go ahead and activate Hive one last time. I'm officially out of counters, but boom, Stingblade Prototype. coming in clutch. I just gotta do 30 damage. So there's Invader's Tactics. That does 15. So just, I'm gonna have to tell that story again. I think it's hilarious that, you know, as a kid, I was just, let's wrestle, but as chaotic creatures. And there's this Kaor. There's a mighty Kaor. I haven't lost a single creature yet. Feels pretty good. Now, granted, this is a new player. If they had played a little bit different, this game could have been very different. But I also just got really lucky with my attacks, I think. So I'm gonna go after Navina. He has to go into someone. Navina actually, let's see. She's got this weird thing about her. What's her? Yeah, she's got 70 speed. Now she has the elixir of tenacity, so that's given her. But she's gonna win the challenge with power. Heodrome has pretty wimpy power, which is weird because look how buff he is. That's crazy. So there's title search. I can't even activate Hive. So let's see what happens because she's going to get the challenge every attack. So there's 10. Look, she's only 10 below me. And I don't have good attack cards. There's a Shadow Strike. That's 10. I do have a Gear Grind, which would turn off her battle gear, but I draw Ice Disc. And that's how we do it, people. Really fun match to come back in after taking a week off. Gonna try to make at least 2 videos a week. Um, very, very, very much gonna try. At the very least, you'll get 1 video a week, but I want to do 2 because one's boring. You got to do 2. So what do you think of my new Danian deck? I'm probably gonna change it. Watching gameplay, Rabant or Nourishing Nocturne isn't really doing much. So maybe instead, because I'm not playing that many minions. It's different when I had 2 Ear Beaks and a Draz. So maybe I'll add the one that will give water. So Macadass can get water for one more fight. Or, the Queen of Danians. Because she doesn't have the Destructo Zuka anymore. I put a Liquidizer on her. So, yeah. And remember, here at the NCO, that's where the big boys play. And that's the bottom line.